In this screencast, I'm going to go over how to create a radar chart. I'm sure you can find this on YouTube, something on the internet as well, but I wanted to give you some information about how I did it. So I'm in Microsoft Excel, and so I just have a, in one column, I list the 4 principles or qualities of assessment that we're using for this class: practicality, reliability, validity, and beneficial consequences. If we can see that that's a little bit, the whole word is there. And then along the top, I have named the assessments, some of the assessments in my portfolio. These are not all of the assessments, this is just an example. Your portfolio will have more, of course. This is just an example to get us started and to help us look at it. So, and notice it's not very helpful to just label it, you know, assessment 1, 2, 3, because then I'd have to figure out what is assessment 1, 2, 3. So name it in some way that makes it clear which assessment it is in your portfolio. Now, then what I did was, looking at my assessment, I rated the assessment for practicality, reliability, validity, and beneficial consequences. Now, in a perfect world, every single assessment would rate high, in this scale a 5, in all of them. But we know that that's not really possible. So instead, we're going to look for a balance. Some of our assessments might be higher in practicality, but perhaps a little bit lower on some of the others. And some of them should be high in maybe validity and beneficial consequences, but a little less practical for you. And that's normal. Of course, we wouldn't want anything that has a too low in any anything, especially validity. We wouldn't want it to be terribly low. So maybe you should think about that, right? How valid is an essay for your students? So the point of the story is you have to decide this based on the essay. And you have, if you think it's too low in something, like you think maybe the field notes are too low, how can you increase that reliability? Edit, revise your assessment, and see if you can raise anything that you think's too low. Like a field trip, yeah, that's not going to be very practical because it might cost money to get there. It's going to take time to plan it, and do, you know, it could literally take all day to do the assessment if you're assessing during the whole entire field trip. So that's what you have to do. Lots of all of your assessments here, and you rate them each, and you put them in this organization, and you get something like this. But you might say, how? Well, you highlight the data that you inserted, and then you go over to the insert column up here, and you choose charts, and you get something here. Now it gives us recommended charts, but we don't want a bar chart, which is very common. We want a radar chart. So you choose all charts and go down to radar. Now if you look, we have 2 choices here. One choice lists the qualities of assessment as separate lines, and the other one lists the assessments as separate lines, and that's the one we want. So you click that one and hit OK, and then you create something just like what I had created. So I'm going to move that aside. You can see that I titled it. The other thing is you can make changes. You can make these bigger by clicking. Notice how all 4 of them are big. You can say, you know what, I can't really read that. Let's make that 14. You can also make this bigger so that you can read that more clearly. This is a little pet peeve of mine, but these, to me, I don't need these at a fraction of a point, so we can also click on these and format them And let's see how we can change this. We're going to hit maybe format axis. That is off my screen. Let me pause that. Okay, and so under format axis, it says the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 5. And the units, how it's going to be separated is at 0.5. And I don't want that. I want that at 1. And I don't want any minor ones. So I'm going to say 0 there. And it won't let me, so we'll do that. And I'll hit enter there, and it's changed it. So 0, the lowest score would be in the middle, so we kind of want things to be along the outside here. Okay, so that's how I made a radar chart to represent the balance of the qualities of the assessment, in my portfolio. Let me know if you have any questions.